I don't know that he'll be on for the full 6. It's just, it's one of those things you have to do to manage the business properly. Okay.
No, it's
Yeah, sad day. Sad day to hear the news about Dutchie. Obviously, if you're any type of Canadian sports fan at all, he was a big part of your living room every night. So tough to hear that news for sure. He was also obviously being a Saskatchewan guy, a good CFL fan. So not good.
Did you ever come across him when
Yeah.
because he did CFL for TSN for a while.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be anything about that. It would be, being disappointed that we're not in a Grey Cup, but having an opportunity to have a beer with him while I was there, putting myself through the pain, and getting a chance to see him socially, with a glass in her hand. It would have been fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just 57 is not old, and I kind of wonder what the lesson is along the way, right? We all run into it of like, he loved what he did every day of his life.
Yeah.
And that's maybe the greatest thing there is.
Yeah, I think that was evident when you watched him.
If you had anything else, then I have actual football. Okay.
That's good.
Jake Thomas, I was thinking today, hadn't missed a game since 2016 with injury. And how does that happen in the position he plays, in the sport he plays?
Yeah, he's extremely strong and powerful, and he works hard at it. He doesn't take that for granted. He is in the weight room religiously, and his work ethic is as good as anybody's. So genetically, he's just got this strength, and then you couple that with obviously East Coast tough, so he's good to go.
Is there stuff in addition to that you would say, I like this about Jake, and I wish perhaps other young players maybe be like Jake in this way? That was a terrible question.
No, yeah, they just don't have to. They don't have to look too deep to see how professional he is, right? I mean, he's been around our team. He's the longest serving member for a reason. He comes prepared every single year to play hard. He chooses, and it's not a hard choice for him. He chooses to give everything he's got for his teammates every chance he has. He's super smart, just became the VP of the Players Association. He cares about his guys and what they do. So yeah, he's everybody, not just rookies, can look to him and see what professional really is.
He waved it off, but is there a chance he's a superhero? Because that's a lot of games in a row.
Yeah.
How does Adam Big Hill's move to the 6th game kind of resonate with you as far as, how big a loss it is, how hard a pill to swallow?
Yeah, I don't know that he'll be on for the full 6. It's just, it's one of those things you have to do to manage the business properly, right? So I'm hopeful that it won't be, full 6, but we'll see. We have a bunch of guys in camp competing because we have spots available, and then obviously Kyrie, Wilson, and Shane, and the guys we've had in our building for a long time can play that spot. There's questions of how do you replace Adam Big Hill? Well, no one's Adam Big Hill, right? And they shouldn't want to be, right?
Well, they should want to.
They want to be like him, but they have to be themselves, right?
Yeah.
Once again, I think as a leader on a team, authenticity is important for Kyrie to, lead in his own way, and Shane to lead in his own way, and that's all they can do. That's all you really want them to do. But yeah, Biggie's going to put in as much work as he possibly can to help his teammates through this time, and we'll be good.
Where in the priority list is finding the person who'll do that then to let's say week 1 at least?
I think we already know that the guys can play. Yeah.
It has to be someone with CFL experience probably to do that job, right?
Doesn't always have to be, but we're fortunate. We've got good players that play linebacker in our building that have been in a system for a long time, that know how to run the system, and know how to communicate through it.
You know that position as well as anyone. How has it changed over the years, or has it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's changed enough that I can't do it.
Or you've changed.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it in my prime.
Is it more
Yeah,
cerebral than it used to be, or? I don't know.
Yeah, there's just, the offenses have got a little more complicated and the vision required and, the ability to move is certainly paramount, right? So we've got guys, once again, we got guys in the building in our system that can do that. They can move all around and play different spots. Being multiple is obviously very important on both sides of the ball.
And are you as hopeful with Jamal that it won't be as long, or is it maybe not?
That's probably going to be longer. Yeah.
It's too bad. Training camp injuries, those are always hard to stomach, aren't they?
I don't think it matters when it happens. These young guys, you hate to see them get injured, right? The toll it takes on them mentally too, right? It takes a little bit of time for them to get that worked out, and hopefully it doesn't take a long time, but you just have to keep your eye on them, make sure they're feeling involved.
Yeah. And how's your confidence at that position compared to the depth at middle linebacker?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Equal?
Yeah, we've Ted, Danny, Cyril, Kyle, they've always managed to they've certainly filled that pipeline in terms of the defensive back play. We always seem to have guys come in that can play and play really well, and they pick it up, and they're obviously well coached. These guys, there's another reason they're good players coming in, but the coaching staff does a great job. JY and Richie, you do a great job of getting the DBs ready to go.
Just quickly, I've talked to a lot of GMs about finding rookies and identifying spots in your roster from a year-to-year basis of where a guy can fit, particularly to start. I've had a couple GMs tell me you need to find a rookie DB to start pretty much every year. Is linebacker a more difficult spot for, say, an American or a first-year pro to?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
The linebacker's not dealing as much with the waggle as a DB would. I think the DB spot would be harder to find for sure.
How about the mental part of the game? Being in the middle of the defense where you're close to the line, you're dealing with the DBs, all of that.
I'd rather play linebacker than DB. I'd rather play linebacker than halfback.
I imagine you would.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I think there's stuff going on, but how tough it is to do well at your job in the interior of the defensive backfield. It's as hard as it comes. They are tremendous athletes, right?
Just a quick one on Brian Cole. What kind of growth are you seeing from him?
Yeah, he's communicating really well. You see him talking to guys around him, young guys, and leading the way and imparting knowledge. And he's got a lot of confidence. And I think he had a good understanding of where he'd be coming in and what he was going to be asked to do. And I think that's certainly given him a lot of confidence. And he looks like he's playing with it out there.
I know you're focused on the day-to-day, but what can you tell us about your approach to the first preseason game, given that it's a little bit earlier than normal? Just in terms of personnel that you might want to take, or?
Yeah, I think we're still in the process of, I don't, put it this way, I wouldn't look at that game one, separately, right? We're looking at, or preseason A separately, we're looking at game one of the season and working back and seeing how it's all going to play out, and that stuff will affect the decision for this preseason game too. So it is a pretty big picture, but and we're not there yet.
Are there some benefits to it being early, or some players too, it kind of says it can break up maybe the training camp a little bit differently and allow you to watch more video before game too?
Yeah, I don't know. If you were to ask me to put down a calendar and plunk in exactly the dates that I would want to make everything perfect, I don't know that I'd be able to do that right now. It's just there's a schedule. Let's work it and do it the best we can.
Does experience matter? Would you be more willing or wanting to see more guys with not as much experience, or is it easier for a veteran player to play a game that's earlier in camp than maybe normal?
It's probably easier for a veteran player. They know exactly what to expect. They're probably, I think they're less fatigued in training camp, especially mentally, right? They know the playbook already, right? So they're not fatigued mentally trying to learn all that. So now our job is to back it off a little bit, get their bodies back for these young guys, and allow them to play fast in the first game. Yeah, it would be easier for the vets for sure. Doesn't mean that they're gonna be the ones playing. I don't know yet.
I mean, for you, there's probably some benefits to throwing an inexperienced guy out there to see how they respond this early.
Yeah. But we still want them to have success, right? We don't want to throw them in there and see which ones survive. We want to put them all in there with the ability to thrive, right? Because you want to see them at their best right now. I want to see what their potential is, not, put them in the hardest spot possible and see who comes out. You may get one guy that answers the question right, Let's give them the easy questions and see what they can do out there. Make them comfortable. I don't think our job is to try to eliminate everybody at the beginning. I think our job is to put them all in good positions and see what they can do, and then figure out where they can fit,
How many guys come on that trip?
I think we dress as many as we want, but I think by transportation, we're taking, take 79 maybe, something like that. We'll take a lot. Yeah.
There'll be a lot of push-ups out there today. Is that mental fatigue?
Early, there was a lot of,
Not all thread through or?
no, early.
Okay.
Well, I think they smartened up. I like that there wasn't nearly as many at the end. That's a positive. Yeah.
Thought this deep into camping wouldn't be taking so many penalties.
Oh, I think it's still pretty early. What are we, day 5?
Feels a lot.
Oh, hell yeah. You and me both feel that way.